Well, you were holding the mic like a rapper. I thought you was gonna start rhyming. I was like, wow, real Eminem. Thank you very much. My name is JohnSalley.com. You gotta push the website, Justin. You know what I'm saying? What happened is when they named the speech I was gonna give was a passionate journey. And it really was, because I'm a true American. I'm designed to destroy you. I'm designed to think that no matter what I think comes first. I'm designed to think that if you lose, you are terrible. So I won a lot, because I was one of those guys that were raised thinking, no crying, there's no such thing, you know what, only the strong survive. And then I wound up getting a little sick. I had like high cholesterol. And this lady definitely humbled me. I had my first colonic. And, I know we're close to San Francisco, and y'all do it all the time, but I wanted to see where that joke was going to go. And so I decided, and after that, she started explaining food to me. And I went into microbiotics. But they would eat fish, and they were saying it was okay because it was fish. And I didn't totally understand what that meant. And I was a lying vegetarian, lying person. So I would all of a sudden get turkey sausage, turkey this. Well, at least I'm not eating red meat. You hear that all the time. Oh, I don't eat red meat. I only eat chicken and fish. And I go, that's too bad for the chicken and fish. In that same process, I started working. This is why this is amazing. Why this is a compassionate journey. So I had this late night talk show on BET in 2001. And so this guy, this designer, since I was coming on TV all the time, wanted me to wear his leather pants. So these leather pants didn't have a seam. They went straight down. They were sweet. He was like, wow, man, look how, and it looked like I was a damn cow because I'm long as big as. And so my friend Greg Gorman, great photographer, says, hey, I'm having this party with Peter, and Pamela Anderson's gonna be there. Now, Greg is gay. So when he said he's having a dinner with Peter, I'm thinking Peter, his boy. I'm not thinking Peter. All right? So I'm thinking, you know, I don't care. You kick it with Peter, I'm getting Pam Anderson. After the video, I gotta get Pam. Anyway, so that joke. See, I gotta test the audience. They asked me. I gotta test the temper of the joke. So I think I'm gonna be sharp because I'm hanging around two of my best gay friends. So I'm gonna wear these leather pants. Not saying leather pants are gay, but now thinking about it, very effeminate at that time. And I see this turkey, and it's in a cage, this huge turkey. And I go, what's the turkey doing here? And he goes, oh, it's a rescued turkey. We're going to eat vegan food, and we're here with PETA. And I go, what's PETA? So then they tell me, and I said, man, these fake leather pants are nice. I said, boy, look at this pleather. I got them. This is pleather. After that, I swear this is a true story. I'm not lying. After I go in and I meet the chef, she owns a restaurant called Native Foods in Westwood. And I eat the food and I'm blown away. And I still got on the pants. No one said anything to me. Thank God. And so I started changing my life right around then. It came to like 2005. 2006, this girl kept saying, you have to stop telling everybody you're a vegetarian. That you have to stop. And I go, why? He goes, well, on Thanksgiving you get fried turkey, and then I said, oh, certain days. He goes, you're not a vegetarian, and you're aiding and abetting the murder of 56 billion land animals. So just stay on that side with the carnivores. Stop saying you're over here trying to be cool. So I took that as a dare and a threat. And I said, oh, I'm on the cool side. So this is just to let y'all know you guys are on the cool side. Right? So if you ever was a nerd, you're not a nerd anymore, you're on the cool side. So I stopped eating all that flesh. I did literally, and I call it that. I think that's what everyone, I'm not saying you should, but when I was with Gene, I said we should just change the word. If you eat any body products of an animal, you're a carnivore. If you eat anything that animals would eat, like we just saw the turkeys eating all that food, look how healthy they are, you're a vegetarian. Because the vegan, the omni this, and the pest of this, I didn't get it. Plus, you know, I'm from Brooklyn. You just tell me. You want to fight me, you don't want to fight me. I want it away. So in that process, I sat there and I said, I'm going to literally stick to being true to myself. I'm not going to lie to myself. And if all of a sudden, once in a while I'm hungry and I couldn't find something to eat, so I eat a slice of pizza, but that's okay, I'll be lying to myself. So I don't really worry about lying to anybody else. And my friend Shanna's with me, I said, all you have to do is concentrate on what you do. If you possibly be the best human you can be, you will be the best human you can be. You don't have to sit around and use excuses and point to what your mama used to do, your grandmama, your uncle, your father, somebody else's help. None. You don't have to do that. You can just be true to yourself and say, I don't want to destroy any kind of life. I used to be arachnophobic until I became really a vegan. So last night I'm staying in the cabin and you know, we're on a farm and there's spiders. I used to be afraid of small people and spiders. They used to call them midgets, so I didn't want to offend anybody. But if a midget was carrying a spider, I would lose my mind. So, and this is true. I had fears, and I started realizing where these fears were based on and where they were coming from. There was a guy in first grade. He was like the meanest little guy I've ever met. He was mean. He beat everybody up except me. But I was afraid of him. I was thinking everybody was like that. And then I just had this dream about spiders after seeing James Bond. And you know, it was the one, he was in the Caribbean. You remember that one, he was in the Caribbean and the spider was coming. I don't know why, I was in Brooklyn, I wasn't in the Caribbean, it wasn't gonna happen to me, but I was afraid of it. Then when I started becoming compassionate about all animals and all people and all life, I no longer was afraid of anything that had life. So last night I said hello to the spider in the shower. I stayed on this side of the shower though, Gene. I asked him if he wanted any soap, he said no. I said, I'm gonna stay over here, you stay over there. You know, I'm not afraid of you, but you ain't got to be crawling on a brother. That was Ebonics for y'all that didn't get it. So I also, and it was funny because Bonnie Jill, who interviewed me, is a friend of mine for a long time. She was naked for PETA, if y'all didn't see it. She goes, I'd rather go naked for PETA. You got to see the picture. If you look to the side, you can see all the goods. And so I was like, man, Bonnie, she said, do you like hanging out, just a few minutes, do you like hanging out with the farm sanctuary people or the PETA? Now, of course, she's a sports fan, so you got to take one side or the other. And so I was like, nah, you know, they all work really good job, they all do what they really need to do. But after meeting Gene in New York and hanging out with him, I just really like the cool mentality and seeing that, you know what, you know it's really hard to change the mentality of people. It's just going to be. But if you can change yourself and do what you can do on this side, trust me, that's the move. And yin and yang is going to be dark and it's going to be light. Right? And just be as far on the best side or the cool side as possible. So back what I was saying, I said, this situation when I told Gene, I said, I'm not going to yell and argue. I'm just going to like stay sexy and be funny. I know you guys didn't notice I was sexy. And I said, I'm just gonna stay on that side and I'm gonna keep pushing it that side. And as opposed to saying to somebody and explaining and making them watch the videos, the only movie I really promote that I think you should watch, and he's here, is my man Dennis in case they put together a great movie called Bold Native that Gene hasn't seen yet, but he's gonna see this week. This will change the mentality in the eyes of everybody who ever thinks you need protein from eating cow. It will. It's going to change the mentality. So I think you should see Bold Native. I'm not a part of the movie except I'm just a walking billboard for it. With the mentality I was getting to, I think if we change some of the ways we say things and some of the ways we do things, and think about it, the coolest things and the best styles have been when people follow. Like if a whole crowd is looking this way and they're happy, everybody will start wondering what it's like to be happy. I used to be Jehovah's Witness when I was growing up. I'm sorry. So, I don't mean to knock on your door. I'm about to sell a watch out and wait now. But one of the things was, because of that, I can take no with no problem. I can take you slamming the door and calling me names with no problem. I can be chased by dogs with no problem. Because the next day, we're going to be knocking on another door. And we're going to be going forward. And if they don't get to it, they go, well, can I leave you some literature? They go, no. It's okay. As soon as you close the door, we leave the literature. Because they believe that you don't really know what the truth is. And we're going to help you get to the truth. And it's always, if you're doing something for the same way, and you think that's the way everybody has done it, then guess what? You leave something, they see it. You see something else, they pay attention. All of a sudden, you start chipping away at them. You know how your wives do your husbands when you want something. Just chip away. They'll give in sooner or later. More sooner than later if you go in the other bedroom. Wow, that was an inside joke. A lot of people were like, is that why you went over there? I thought it was again. Back to my compassion. I think about this as well. I think when I'm around, I went around some of my ex-teammates the other day, and I used to play with the Detroit Pistons. And I can't believe those kids are making more money in signing bonuses than I made in my career. I can't even go left, but that's a whole nother story. Don't get me going with these Neanderthals. And so I go there and I see a couple of these cats, and one guy is Tracy McGrady, who was like 34 years old, started when he was 19, barely walk. Gray hair, nothing wrong with gray hair, but at 34, you shouldn't look 54 years old. And I said, the reason you're aging faster is because you have decaying flesh in your stomach. And he was like, what? I said, you went to Ruth Chris last night, right? I said, oh, that place is full of decaying flesh. I don't call it meat. The reason I don't call it meat is because I eat coconut. I eat the meat of the coconut. That's good meat. Flesh is entirely different. And it sticks in their brain when you say flesh. And if you really want to change anybody's life, say it what they don't like. I told Gene, as opposed to throwing blood on people who are wearing furs, just tell the women how fat they are. Serious, walk in and say, man, you are so fat in that coat. And they go, I'm not fat, it's the coat. I go, well, that coat makes your ass look fat. Guess what happens? That coat is never put on again. They don't even think about buying the next coat. So, attack the vanity. Let's do it a little different. It's 2010. Attack the vanity of the people who think that it's fashionable and it's sexy. It's not. It's really not. It's only sexy. Just now, when I was over there and I attempted to touch one of the sheep, I guess I was too tall. They were like, yo, brother, back up, man. I hit you with my horns. But we went by one and I touched him. I was like, man, this is really nice wool. This is unbelievable. It's supposed to be nice. It's his. It's his wool. He's supposed to be wearing it. Then we went in and we saw pigs. And, whew. Gee, you didn't tell me pig ain't no joke, boy. They got kind of aggressive, and so I kind of knocked somebody over getting away. But I'm learning. I'm a New York City kid, you know what I'm saying? So, but to see it, it's in its place, and we were invading its space, and it was just enjoying life, really changes your life. So this journey is a trip. It's not just going to a petting zoo where they're making money. It's literally seeing somebody enjoy their life. And I don't think this is miserable weather. I'm telling you, I live in Los Angeles where it's sunny all the time. It's 78 degrees. Okay, yes, it's terrible weather. But it's a change, and I'm glad I was leaving. No, it's a change, and I got the heater working in my cabin. Thank you very much. So I cook. I teach people how to cook. I'm working on this situation with Food Network to try to let me on to cook. But their mentality. You guys should write them and say, you should put that John Salley show on, because it has. I don't even mention flesh. I don't even mention you can also have this with, like some people say. I go, man, I mention every vegetable and how you prepare it, and which way. I never mention the uncool. I only deal in the cool, the sexy, and the happy. All right. Until then, johnsalley.com. Vibration.